गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वं मरोगिता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। तं सूर्यं जगतां नाथं ज्ञानविज्ञानमोक्षदं महापापहरं देवं तं सूर्यं प्रणमाम्यहम्। वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। अस्तु। So, we were studying about Abhihitam and Anabhihitam. Any questions in the previous from the previous classes? Okay. So we were discussing about Abhihitam and Anabhihitam. This is a very, very important concept to understand how the Karaka Vibhaktis work. Okay. So here Abhihitam means that which is specified or explicit or expressed. In that way we can take Abhihitam. Okay, Abhi is the prefix and Dha Dhatoho Ktha Pratyayam, Abhihitam. So we have certain Paniniya sutras which are which define how Atmanepadi Pratyayas are used, when they are used for a dhatu, and when the Parasmaipadi Pratyayas come after a dhatu. In what sense? They also explain in what sense they are used. There are so many sutras. We'll study those when we are studying the pratyayas. But those pratyayas indicate the Atmanepadi pratyaya, pratyayas, and the Parasmaipadi pratyayas indicate the karta in the Prathama Purusha, right? Of course, even in Madhyama Purusha or Uttama Purusha, it still indicates the karta. So that is why we keep saying here, when we say pachati, the ti is indicating the karta. So when we say pachati, kaha pachati, of course there is akanksha for other things also. Kam pachati or kim pachati, kena pachati, with what did he cook. There is akanksha certainly for other aspects, but the primary primarily it indicates the karta. So by saying pachati, the ti pratyaya, the parasmaipadi ti pratyaya here indicates the karta. So karta abhihitam. Similarly in pachyate, sudena tandulaha pachyate. There with the te, the karma padam is abhihitam. So karma abhihitam bhavati. So that is what we need to understand. When we go into the pratyayas, because Atmanepadi pratyayas and Parasmaipadi pratyayas, and when they are used, in what sense they come, all this, again, we have a whole lot of sutras based on that. So we'll study that when we are studying the dhatus and the pratyayas which come along with the dhatus, what all pratyayas can be applied to a dhatu, then we'll study in detail. But for now, you understand that the ti, vartamana kala, ti pratyaya. Of course, in bhutakala and all also it applies, but for example, we take only the vartamana kala. So pachati, it is a vartamana kala, prathama purusha, ekavachanam. So the ti indicates the karta. Karta abhihitam bhavati. Similarly, in pachyate, the te indicates the karma padam. So karma abhihitam bhavati. So whenever the karta is abhihitam, we don't need another definition or another way of expressing the karta. So here we have this sentence, Vatuhu jalam anayati. So here the jalam anayati. So water, he is bringing the water. Vatuhu is bringing the water. Vatuhu jalam udakam anayati. So there is no need of the word udakam. Why? Because the sense is already being expressed with the word jalam. What he is bringing is already expressed with the word jalam. So there is no need for another word to express the same thing which is already expressed. Similarly, in the balakaha odanam pachati or sudaha tandulam pachati, here the pachati is already indicating the karta. The sudaha, it is already indicating that sudaha is the karta. So we don't need any other way of identifying karta or any other pratyaya or any other vibhakti to indicate that this is karta. So we don't need anything else, because in a sentence, if one meaning is being expressed through one word or a pratyaya or a whatever, we don't need another way of expressing the same thing. Why? It will become redundant and it is not shuddham. In the vyavahara also, we don't do that. So that is what they are trying to say. And whenever it is abhihitam, it does not need an extra way of expressing the karta. You don't need any other aid to say that sudaha is the karta. Okay? If it is anabhihita, if it is not indicated, now say for example, sudena tandulaha pachyate. Here the te is indicating the karma padam, but not the karta. So when karta is not being expressed, when karta is not abhihitam, then as per the Paniniya Sutra, Kartrikaranayo Trutiya. With that sutram, we give Trutiya Vibhakti to the Kartripadam. Why? Because otherwise the karta is not indicated. So how will you know which word is the karta here? Because it is in Trutiya Vibhakti, and as per the sutra of the Paniniya Sutra, Kartrikaranayoho Trutiya, we know that, okay, this word is in Trutiya Vibhakti. So it either has to be a Kartripadam or a Karanapadam, a padam which indicates the Karana-kArakam. So again, based on the meaning, we will distinguish whether it is a Karta or a Karana, because it is in Trutiya Vibhakti. So that is how we figure out if it is the Kartripadam or not. But if the Karta is already Abhihitam, we know that Sudaha is the Kartripadam. So we need not employ any other Vibhakti to the Suda word, to the Suda Shabda, to indicate that it is Karta again. So we cannot say Sudena Tandulam Pachati. That will become Ashuddha Prayogam. Because here Pachati already indicates Karta, that Suda is Karta, and again Sudena, that Ina Pratyaya, the Trutiya Vibhakti Ekavachana Pratyaya. is again used to indicate karta, which is not needed, because like how we see in the example, Vatuhu Jalam Udakam Anayati is Ashuddham. Only one way of expressing the meaning is enough. We need not do two. The Kriya Padam itself is indicating the Kartrupadam. So again, the Ina Prayoga, Kartrukaranayoho Trutiya, that sutra will not apply here. Okay? And Sudha will get the Prathama Vibhakti. Why Sudha will get the Prathama Vibhakti? We'll discuss that a little later. Okay? So whenever it is Abhihitam, whenever Karta is Abhihitam, it will get Prathama Vibhakti. Similarly, whenever the Karma Padam is Abhihitam, the Karma Padam will get Prathama Vibhakti. Like Sudena Tandulaha Pachyate. Here, the te of the Pachyate is indicating the Karma. Karma Abhihitam Bhavati. So, Tandulaha gets Prathama Vibhakti and not Dvitiya Vibhakti. Like in Sudaha Tandulam Pachyate. There, Pachati, Sudaha Tandulam Pachati. Pachati is indicating the Karta. So, Karma is not being indicated with anything. So, Kartari Dvitiya Vibhakti. With that sutra, we get the Karma Padam will get Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay. So, those again, when we are studying each of the Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti, we will again come to those sutras in much more detailed. But here, as per Paniniya Sutra, whenever the Karma Padam is not Abhihitam, it will get Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay. So, that is why Sudaha Tandulam Pachati. Here Pachati, the ti suffix indicates the karta. So Sudaha will not get Trutiya Vibhakti. But it is not indicating the Karma Padam. So Karma Padam will get Dvitiya Vibhakti. Whereas Sudena Tandulaha Pachyate, here the te is indicating the Karma Padam. So the Karma Padam will not get Dvitiya Vibhakti. It will get only Prathama Vibhakti. And here the Pachyate is not indicating the Kartrupadam. So the Kartrupadam gets the Trutiya Vibhakti as per the Paniniya Sutra. Okay. So that is what is being told here. So let me read this. So we are on page number 10 in the Karaka book. So Tandula Karmakaha, Suda Kartrukaha, Paka Vyaparaha, Ityeva Arthaha, Sudena Tandulaha Pachyate. Iti Vakyasya api. So Tandula Karmakaha. Tandulam is the Karma Padam, Suda is the Kartrupadam, and Paka Vyaparaha. The Dhatu is Pach Dhatu, which indicates the Paka Vyapara. The Vyapara of that Dhatu is to cook. Atra idamapi jnatavyam. Vatuhu jalam anayati. Iti idam vakyam shuddham. Kintu imameva artham bodhayitum Vatuhu jalam udakam anayati. Iti prayogaha na sambhavati. Kutaha jalartha bodhakayoho dvayoho upadanam asmin vakye asti. Upadanam ityukte description. So jalartha bodhakayoho dvayoho upadanam asmin vakye asti. There are two words to denote the meaning of the jalam. Ekam artham bodhayitum ekam padam paryaptam. Tameva artham bodhayitum na dvitiyam paryaya padam apekshitam. To explain the meaning of one word is enough, or one expression to express one. How do you say that? Idea. To express one idea, one word is enough. You don't need two words to express the same thing or idea or whatever. So tameva artham bodhayitum na dvitiyam paryayapadam apekshitam. So no need of the second word. Paryayapadam means synonym. We don't need two words to explain the same thing. Artha bodhanaya khalu shabdasya prayogaha. Why are we using all these words? Why are we putting them into a sentence? To express, whatever we want to say. Ekasmat shabdat arthaha jnataha chet tasya eva arthasya bodhanaya dvitiyasya shabdasya na kathamapi avasaraha. So the words and the language and all these are used to convey our expressions, what we want to express, what we want to explain. For expression only we use this language. So through one word, when that expression is we are able to express, then why so many words to express the same meaning? It is not necessary. Ataha eva eshaha nyayah pravrittah uktarthanam aprayogah. Okay, uktarthanam aprayogah, for what has already been said. Ukta means that which has been said, for which for that which has already been explained or said. Aprayogah, there is no need of another to explain which has already been explained. There is no need of another prayoga. Okay, so ekena shabdena artah uktah chet tasya eva arthasya bodhanaya na dvitiyasya shabdasya prayogah iti asya nyayasya artah. Okay, prakrite tu sudah tandulam pachati ityatra yatha karmanah parah dvitiya shruyate तथैव सूदेन तण्डुलः पच्यते इत्यत्रापि कर्मभूतात् तण्डुलात् परा द्वितीया कुतः न इति शंका समुत्थापिता. Okay, 1 second.
भगिनी न श्रूयते भगिनी, म्यूट मध्ये अस्ति भवती.
Ma'am asked to wait for some time.
अस्तु अस्तु अस्तु.
Sorry about that. You were asking something, Bhagini?
हाँ भगिनी, अहं न श्रुतवती इति.
न अहमेव म्यूट मध्ये स्थापितवती.
अस्तु.
सो सूदेन तण्डुलः पच्यते इत्यत्रापि कर्मभूतात् तण्डुलात् परा द्वितीया कुतः न इति शंका समुत्थापिता. So here Sudah Tandulam Pachati. Here Karmanah Parah. So next to the Karma Padam, Tandulam, Tandula is the Shabda. Next to the Shabda we have the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Dvitiya Shruyate. Tathaiva Sudena Tandulaha Pachyate. Ityatrapi Karma Bhutat Tandulat Para Dvitiya Kutahana iti Shanka Samuthapita. So similarly in the sentence Sudena Tandulaha Pachyate, the Tandula Shabda, why is it not getting the Dvitiya Vibhakti Pratyayam? This doubt will come. Yadi Shankanugunam Sudena Tandulaha Pachyate Ityatra Tandulat api Dvitiya Syat Tada Sudena Tandulam Pachyate iti Syat. Like how I mentioned earlier. So Sudena Tandulam Pachyate. If we say this, the te of the Pachyate is indicating the Karma Padam. Karma Abhihitam Bhavati. But again, the Tandula is getting the the Dvitiya Vibhakti Pratyayam, which again indicates that it is the Karma Padam. So 2 times we are indicating the Karma Padam. But as per the Nyaya, Uktarthanam Aprayogaha, we don't need to make another Prayoga for something that has already been told. So here the Pachyate is already indicating the Karma Padam. So why again Dvitiya Vibhakti for the Karma Padam? It is not needed, because for anything that is being told, one way of expressing is enough. Tada Karma Rupartham Bodhayitum iti te iti Shabdadvayam Prayuktah Bhavati. Okay. So here Tandulam, the is indicating Karma Padam. Pachyate, the te is indicating Karma Padam. Evancha vatuhu jalam udakam anayati. Iti prayogaha yatha na yuktaha tathaiva sudena tandulam pachyate. Iti prayogaha api na yuktaha bhavati. Like how we understood that vatuhu jalam udakam anayati. We very clearly are able to understand that prayoga is not shuddham. Similarly, here also, Sudena Tandulam Pachyate is not Shuddham. Why? Because there is repetitiveness in indicating the Karma Padam. But for the Vatuhu Jalam Udakam Anayati, it is easy for us to understand why it is Ashuddham. Because we see that the Jalam and Udakam are representing the same thing and there is no need for two things. Here, we still have to get used to these pratyayas and how these pratyayas also indicate the vibhakti pratyayas and the tin pratyayas, like in the pachyate, the te, that it is indicating karma. Similarly, the pratyaya, it indicates karma. So these, once we get acquainted ourselves with the pratyayas and the rules of when these pratyayas are used and how they are used, once we get really, comfortable with the usage of all the pratyayas, then it will be very obvious why this is not a Shuddha Prayoga. But for now, we have to understand like how in the sentence Vatuhu Jalam Udakam Anayati, here there is a repetition of a word. Similarly, here also there is repetition of expressing the Karma Padam. Two ways. We are using two ways to express the Karma Padam, which is Ashuddham. So we put Pachyate, we cannot change. That is the Kriya Padam. So it has been chosen to, the Kriya Padam is chosen in that way. So we cannot put the Karma Padam in Dvitiya Vibhakti. If you want to put the Karma Padam in Dvitiya Vibhakti, then we have to change the Kriya Padam into Pachati. Okay. So like that, we have to change the sentence so that there is no repetition of expressing either the Kartru Padam or the Karma Padam. Ataha yena kenapi karma anuktam chet dvitiya vibhaktihi karmanaha para bhavati. Karma yena kenapi uktam chet na pravartate eva. So by whatever, however, yena kenapi. Karma anuktam chet. If the karma is anabhihitam, then we use dvitiya vibhakti next to the karma padam to indicate that it is the karma padam. If it is already uktam with the kriya padam, then there is no need of putting the dvitiya vibhakti pratyayam next to the karma padam, the shabda that is indicating the karma padam. So Narayanan Mahodaya, you have a question?
Yes, I understood that Sutena Tandulam Pachyate, right? You give the explanation. I understood. I'm not very clear. Is it technically the statement is correct? Sutena Tandulam Pachyate, is it technically is correct? Or
No. No, grammatically it is not correct. Why? Because how do you say? In Telugu, I can say that, but you don't.
I can understand. I mean,
You can
I think
understand.
that little
Okay.
bit,
So one thing. So when I say Ramudu shlokanni chadivadu. Shlokanni chadivadu. So here shlokanni will be in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Chadivadu.
Okay.
Ramudi cheta shlokam chadavabadindi. Okay, that is the Shuddha Prayoga. If I say Ramudi cheta shlokanni chadavabadindi, that is Ashuddham. That is passive voice, which is not very commonly used in other Indian languages. Only in Sanskritam, the passive voice, the Karmani Prayoga is used predominantly. But in other languages, though grammatically the application is there, we don't use it very commonly. So that is the reason why I'm, see, Ramudi Cheta Shlokam Chadavabadindi. That is the Shuddha Prayoga. Means by Rama, the Shloka has been read.
So slokam become active voice, you're saying. Slokam, that it become direct action, is it? That is what, is it correct?
Shlokam Chadavabadindi. So Chadavabadindi means has been read. What has been read? Shlokam. So Shlokam, I used it in the Prathama Vibhakti. Whereas in the previous sentence, Ramudu Shlokanni chadivadu. Or let me say another example. Ramudu Sitani chusadu.
Okay.
Here you are saying Sitani. Okay, because it is the karma padam, we are applying the dvitiya vibhakti prefix, suffix. So Ramudu Sitani chusadu. Ramudi cheta Sita chudabadindi. Sita was by Rama. Sita chudabadindi. Sita, no Sitani.
Okay.
Okay, if I say Ramudi cheta Sitani chudabadindi, it is not correct. Why? Because the chudabadindi itself is indicating the karma. Yavaru chudabadadu Sita chudabadindi. So malla Sitani, there is no need of adding that ni.
Okay. There's no need. I got that part. What I'm saying is still if you don't use it, still it's grammatically wrong. That's what my point is.
Definitely it is wrong. Like how, like that is why they gave us this laukika, the more common example. Vatuhu jalam udakam anayati. Do you agree that it is Shuddha Prayoga?
Yeah, it is repeated, right? It's already jalam indicate water, udakam also indicate water. That is a redundancy, right?
Exactly.
Right?
A complete word is being repetitive. Here, because of the pratyaya, the identification of a word as a karma padam is being repeated.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Thanks.
Astu. So in that sentence, like even for others, I'm repeating this again. In the sentence, Vatuhu Jalam Udakam Anayati, the complete word is being repetitive. So it is easy for us to understand that that is Ashuddha Prayoga. But here it is only the pratyayam that is indicating the karma is being repetitive. So that is why I said initially itself. So it needs for us to train ourselves to look at the pratyayas also in that way. What these pratyayas mean, how do they indicate the kartrupadam, how do they indicate the karma padam? We need to get more acquainted. Like even in the Gita Pravesha class, some of you keep asking why this is given as bhave, why this is given as karmani. After the dhatu or the kriya padam, that karmani, kartari, bhave is given, right? Why? Because those kriya padams in that particular, with that particular suffix. Now the same pat dhatu, if you say padhati, it is kartari. But if you say padhitaha, it becomes karmani. Right? So what is it dependent on, whether it is kartari or karmani? It is dependent on the pratyaya that is being added to that pat dhatu. If the ti is added, it becomes kartari. Pathyate, if you say pathyate, then automatically it is indicating karma. Karma abhihitam bhavati. So depending on the pratyaya that is being added to the dhatu, whether it is indicating the kartrupadam or the karma padam is being explicit. Okay. So it is the pratyaya. So we need to get a hold on the pratyayas also. Okay. Which pratyaya indicates what? Then this will become more easy for us to understand or see. Because it is not a complete word. It is only the pratyayas that are indicating the kartrupadam or the karma padam. And when the kriya padam is already indicating the kartrupadam, then why another vibhakti anta to indicate the same karta? So that is the concept here. Okay. Okay. So tin pratyayena. So here we are in the last, almost the last paragraph. So karma anuktam chet dvitiya vibhaktihi karmanaha para bhavati. Karma yena kenapi uktam chet na pravartate. So if the karma is already abhihitam by whichever word, like the kriya padam, then we need not add the dvitiya vibhakti. Evam tarhi kena uktam bhavati iti chet tin pratyayena Krit pratyayena, tadhittena, samasena cha, iti grihyatam. So by what are all the things that can indicate the karma? Okay. So here in the previous example, we saw that the ti is indicating the te, the pachyate. The te is indicating the karma. So what are other things that can indicate karma? Tin pratyayena, like the pachyate, that is the tin pratyaya. Krit pratyayena, tadhittena, samasena cha iti grihyatam. So we need to understand that not only the tin pratyaya, the krit pratyayas also can indicate the karma padam. Okay, like tavyat and aniyar, they indicate the karma padam. Tadhittena api and samasena cha. We need to see examples for the other two. So tin pratyayena karmanaha abhidhane sati dvitiya na bhavati ityasya udaharanam sudena tandulaha pachyate iti darshitam. So by the tin pratyaya, if the karma is abhihitam, then the karma padam will not get dvitiya vibhakti. And the example for that case is sudena tandulaha pachyate. Here the tin pratyaya is indicating the karma padam. Hence the tandula karma shabda, the karma padam, is not getting dvitiya vibhakti. Krit pratyayena karmanaha abhidhane tu dvitiya na bhavati ityasya balena shlokaha patitaha iti udaharanam jneyam. Atra ksa pratyayartaha karma iti. So with krit pratyayas also, if the karma is abhihitam, then also the karma padam will not get dvitiya vibhakti. And an example for that is balena shlokaha patitaha. So patitaha is a krit pratyaya. It is not a tinnanta, right? So it is a krit pratyaya, ksa pratyaya. So with the ksa pratyaya also the karma is abhihitam. That is why shloka does not get the dvitiya vibhakti pratyaya. Atra ksa pratyayartaha karma iti. Sudena tandulaha pachyate ityatra tandulat dvitiya kutaha na iti yatha shanka jagarti tathaiva sudaha tandulam pachati ityatra kartruvachakat suda shabdat tritiya kutaha na iti sandehaha samudeti. So again, this is being a little repetitive, right? So in the sentence Sudena tandulaha pachyate ityatra tandulat dvitiya kutaha na. Why did the tandula shabda not get the dvitiya pratyayam, dvitiya vibhakti pratyayam? Iti yatha shanka jagarti, like how we get that doubt. Similarly, sudaha tandulam pachati. In this sentence, why the suda shabda is not getting the tritiya vibhakti pratyayam? Also we will get. The same sandeham we'll get. Kartrakaranayoho tritiya iti sutrena hi kartari tritiya vidhanat. Atrapi shankanugunam sudena tandulam pachati iti prayogaha kriyate tada kartaram bodhayitum eva ina iti ti iti shabdadvayam prayuktam bhavati. So sudena tandulaha pachyate or sudaha tandulam pachati. Here pachati is indicating the kartrupadam. But again, based on the sutram, kartrukaranayoho trutiya, okay, the kartrupadam should have trutiya, thinking that if you again put the trutiya vibhakti to the suda shabda, sudena tandulam pachati will get. But again here, because of this, the pachati is also indicating karta. The ina pratyayam of the sudena is also indicating the kartrupadam. So again, there is this repetition of that which is representing the kartapadam. There are two pratyayas that are representing the karta, which is redundant, which is being repetitive. So we do not want that. That is ashuddha prayogam. So tada vatuhu jalam udakam anayati iti vakya sadrisham eva syat. So it will again become like this prayoga. Ataha yena kenapi anuktaha cheteva kartruvachakat tritiya bhavati. Anuktaha chet. If the kartrupada is not abhihitam, only then tritiya vibhakti bhavati. Karta uktaha chet tritiya na bhavati iti jneyam. It has to be understood that if the karta is already abhihitam through the kriyapadam, then tritiya vibhakti na bhavati. Only if it is anabhihitam, only then the kartrukaranayoho tritiya, as per that sutra, the kartrupadam will get tritiya vibhakti. Tin pratyayena kartuhu abhidane tritiya na bhavati. Ityatra sudaha tandulam pachati. So tin pratyayena kartuhu abhidane. So if the karta is expressed with the tin pratyayam, tritiya na bhavati. Ityatra sudaha tandulam pachati. Iti udaharanam darshitam. Okay. So through the tin pratyaya, if the karta is not abhihitam, then or if it is abhihitam actually, sorry. So through the tin pratyaya, if the karta is abhihitam, then it will not get tritiya vibhakti. So the sentence will be Sudaha tandulam pachati. Krit pratyayena kartuhu abhidane tritiya na bhavati. Ityasya udaharanantu balaha shlokam patitavan. So if the karta is abhihitam through a krit pratyaya, like patitavan. Patitavan is a krit pratyaya, is a kridanta. And it is indicating the karta. Patitavan, the van, okay, is indicating the karta. So here also we don't need tritiya vibhakti pratyayam for the kartrupadam. So balaha eva, balena na, balaha shlokam patitavan iti. Atra ksavatu pratyayasya arthaha karta iti. So the ksavatu pratyayam also is indicating karta. Ksa pratyayam indicates karma. Tavyat and aniyar also indicate karma. So when they are indicating karma, karma is abhihitam. So there in that sentence where you use tavyat or aniyar or ksa pratyayanta, then the karma is abhihitam. So you don't need again dvitiya vibhakti pratyayam to the karma shabda. Okay. एषः अभिप्रायः भगवता पाणिनिना अनभिहिते इति एकपदात्मकेन सूत्रेण आविष्कृतः. So this whole concept has been explained or indicated by Panini Maharshi through the sutra Anabhihite. Okay, that itself, like Panini is known for his preciseness of using preciseness in his sutras. So his sutras will not have so much of explanation. Okay, he will simply say Anabhihite, and that can be applied where needed and as needed. For us to understand such implications through Paniniya Sutras, all of them will be like that only, most of them. It will be difficult for understand what exactly is being meant through that, right? So for that only the Mahabhashyam has been written. But Mahabhashyam also again is difficult for people like us to understand directly. So the Vartikas, the other Vyakyanas have been written with examples so that it will be easy for us to understand. Yes, Mahodaya?
Madam, here the Balaka Shlokam Paditavan, right? I understood what is the Paditavan takes the action there. It's like a kind of a verb there. Paditavan is a
Paditavan is a Kriya Padam.
okay.
It is a Kriya Padam, but it is a Kridanta. It is not Tinanta.
So that is
Karas.
a noun form of Kriya Padam. Is it correct or no?
You can say that it can also be used as a noun, but it is more of a Kriya only. If you say Patitavan Asit, yeah, it is has been read like that. No, it is more of a Kriya Padam rather than a noun.
Okay.
More of
so
a Kriya, but
if you add Kritya, it will become a, okay.
Say that
if
again.
If you add Krit Pratya to a noun, then it becomes Kriya Pada. Is it my understanding correct?
If we add what is it?
Krit Pratyaya to a noun, it become a Kriya Pada?
Not all
Or
Krit Pratyayas will make Kriya Padam. So some Krit Pratyayas can make kind of words which can be used both as nouns or verbs. Like say for example, Patitaha, the Ktha Pratyayam. Patitaha, Patita, Patitam. Okay, in all the three lingas. Now if I say Patitam Pustakam Anayatu. Okay, here Patitam, I'm using it in Napumsaka Linga. Okay, the Ktha Pratyayam only. Patitam Pustakam Anayatu. And I'm using it as a Visheshana to the Pustakam Padam, which is a Karma Padam of this sentence.
okay.
Patitam,
so the Krit Pratyaya you add to a verb or you add it to a noun? Which one? How do you add the Krit Pratyaya? Where do you add the Krit Pratyaya?
Krit Pratyayas are always added to Dhatus only. But after adding the Krit Pratyaya, the word that comes sometimes is used exclusively as a Kriya Padam. Sometimes it can be used, certain Krit Pratyayas or Kridantas can be used as Visheshanas or as purely Kriya Padams.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Saha Tena pustakam patitam, if I say Tena pustakam patitam, there patitam is purely being used as a verb.
Okay.
Tena pustakam patitam, the book has been read by him. Here patitam is purely kriyapadam. But if I say patitam pustakam anayatu,
Okay.
there I am using patitam as an adjective of pustakam. So it is more of a noun. It is
Okay.
a visheshana. Visheshanas also are like, not all visheshanas are exactly qualified as nouns, but they behave like nouns. Behaving like nouns means they take the vibhakti forms and the lingas, the strilinga, pumlinga, all those they will take. So here,
So-
pustakam anayatu, there patitam is acting as a visheshana.
So if that is the case, then if you use as a visheshana, then it will take 7 forms, and then if you use as a verbal form, it only take 3 forms. Is it?
Yes, correct. Correct.
Okay.
In verbal form, especially with the kha pratyaya, even as a verb, it will take the linga. So, tena pustakam patitam, tena gita patita, tena shlokaha patitaha. So here as a verb also, it will take the 3 lingas, but it won't take vibhaktis there. As a kriyapadam, it won't have vibhaktis, but kha pratyaya will take all the 3 lingas.
So is it like Patati, what is it? I don't know, Patanti, right? There's 3 forms, right? Like that, Paditaha also will take the all like a 3
All
forms,
the
like a word.
3 lingas, yes.
Okay. Okay.
The
Thanks.
one that you were saying is the Shatru Pratyaya, right? The Pathat Shabda in the 3 lingas, that is with the Shatru Pratyaya. Is that what you were saying? You were comparing
No,
it
no,
with...
what I'm saying is Pachati, right? Pachati you can say in 3 forms. Pachati, Pachasi, Pachanti, right? How do you say that? I don't know exactly.
Those are not lingas. Those are, see, two differences, one major difference between the Tinnantas and the Kridantas is the Tinnantas will never take the lingas. The linga bhedaha nasti atra. So, pachati, pachasi, pachami. So, pachati is in prathama purusha, means third person. Saha pachati. Pachasi is in madhyama purusha, tvam pachasi. Here there is no linga bheda. You can use it whether the tvam is indicating a man or a woman. So, similarly, saha pachati, sa pachati, mitram pachati. There also there is no linga bheda for pachati. Pachami. Aham pachami. Now, aham can be I, or you can also say aham pachami. So, there is no linga bheda there also. For Tinnantas, there is no linga bheda. Only purusha bheda, means prathama purusha, madhyama purusha, uttama purusha.
Okay.
Uttama purusha is when you are talking about yourself. Madhyama purusha is when you are immediately addressing somebody. And prathama purusha is a third person. You are addressing somebody else, a third person. Whereas in Kridantas, like ksa pratyayam or ksavatu, linga bhedaha asti. Tavyat taniyar also have linga bheda. Shatranta also has linga bheda. But not all kridantas have linga bheda. Like twanta, tumunnanta, again are kridantas, but they are avyayas. Avyayas means that which do not have linga bheda, purusha bheda, vachana bheda.
So there's no linga bheda, but will there be any vachana bheda, right? A single person. Vachana forms will take, Kritanta will also take the,
Yes,
for
yes.
example, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The ksa pratyaya, ksavatu pratyaya have linga bheda and vachana bheda also. Tavyat
Okay.
and taniyar also take all the 3 vachanas. Ekavachana, bahuvachana, dvivachana. They take all the 3 lingas, but they don't take the purusha. So it is the same. Patitavan, saha patitavan, tvam patitavan, aham patitavan. There is no purusha bheda there. Whether it is first person, you are talking about yourself. Aham patitavan, you will say. You are talking about the person opposite to you. Tvam patitavan, you will say. You have read it. You read it. Saha patitavan, he read it. So patitavan is same across all the purushas. But linga bheda asti. Vachana bhedaha api asti.
Okay.
Okay, you write a table in your book, Tinnanta, Kridanta. Okay, and especially with these suffixes, because Kridantas again will cover a whole lot of suffixes. We don't want to generalize it. So the most commonly used Kridantas for our level is the Ksavatu, Ksa, Tavyat, Aniyar. Now these all will take these all will take the Vachana Bheda is there, Linga Bheda is there, but no Purusha Bheda. Okay, like that you write 3 points. Point number 1, Vachana Bhedaha asti. Point number 2, Linga Bhedaha asti. Point number 3, Purusha Bhedaha nasti. And write examples also. For Vachana Bhedaha, Ramaha Patitavan or Balakaha Patitavan, Balakau Patitavantau, Balakaha Patitavantaha. So Vachana Bheda. Okay. And then Linga Bheda. Ramaha Patitavan, Sita Patitavati, Mitram Patitavat. But of course, with Mitram, usually we use Pumlinga only because it is indicating a person. But only for example sake, I mentioned that. Okay. So then Ktha Pratyayam also. You write examples like that. Balakena Pustakam Patitam. Balakena Shlokaha Patitaha. Balakena Gita Patita. So the Linga Bheda you are indicating. Balakena Pustakam Patitam. Balakena Pustake Patite. Balakena Pustakani Patitani. Vachana Bhedam. Purusha Bhedam nasti. Balakena Patitam. Pustakam Patitam. Sitaya Pustakam Patitam. Mitrena Pustakam Patitam. So Pustakam Patitam is the same irrespective of Balakaha Pumlinga or Sita Strilinga or Mitram Napumsaka. So there is no Linga Bheda. So that is, if you write examples like that and you have to go over that again and again, then that confusion will be gone. Initially, it will definitely be confusing. Even I did the same when I was at that point of learning. So I make these tables, write several examples and go over them several times so that eventually it will be imprinted in our brains. So there is no confusion. Until then, you have to do that exercise.
Okay.
So Namrata Bhagini, you have a question?
नमस्ते भगिनी। मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि जो अव्यय रहते हैं जो त्वांत और तुंत से बनते हैं,
हाँ हाँ
हाँ, तो उनके आप बोले कि विभक्ति नहीं लगती, तो
हाँ
मतलब विभक्ति का लोप हो जाता है।
हाँ. So for
तो
the avyayas, kritas which are avyayas like the
हाँ,
kvant or tumunnanta,
हाँ,
they are called avyayas. Why? Because there is no purusha bheda, linga bheda, vachana bheda, nothing.
वो भी नहीं होता है। अच्छा,
Vibhaktis also they don't take.
Okay.
They don't change with vibhaktis, even though they are representing multiple, like even if the noun to which the kriya padam is qualifying, it will still not. So balakaha pustakam patitva vidyalayam gacchati. Okay, balakau pustakam patitva vidyalayam gacchataha.
हाँ,
Okay, the balakau is in dvivachana, but patitva mean patitva only. It will not change.
it will
So
not.
balakaha pustakam patitva vidyalayam gacchanti. So balakaha gacchanti bahuvachanam, but patitva will remain patitva only.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Vibhaktis also it won't change. Whereas say for example patitaha, the patitaha patita patitam I told earlier. So those will take vibhaktis when they are acting like adjectives, not when they are acting as kriya padani. So I was explaining that earlier. So patitaha or patitam as a kriya padam will be like balakena pustakam patitam. Here patitam is purely kriya padam. So it will not take any vibhakti forms. It will take ekavachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana. It will take pumlinga, strilinga, napumsaka, but it will not take vibhakti forms because it is a kriya padam. It is acting as there. But if I use the same patitam as an adjective, patitam putakam anayatu. Here patitam using it as a visheshana. So now how it will change the vibhaktis. So patitam pustakam atra asti. Patitam pustakam atra asti. Here patitam is used in prathama vibhakti.
Yes.
Patitam pustakam anayatu. Here patitam is used in dvitiya vibhakti. Patitena pustakena kim karoti bhavati. What will you do with the book that has already been read? There I am using it in tritiya vibhakti.
Okay.
Okay. So patita pustakaya Kim dadami. Okay, what shall I give for the book that has already been read? Patitat pustakat kim janati. What did you learn from the book that has already been read? Patitasya pustakasya nama kim. What is the name of the book that has been read? There it is Shashti Vibhakti.
Yes.
Ite pustake kani shlokani santi. Ke shlokaah santi or kan shlokan santi. Shlokas are there in the book that has been read, Saptami. So when I am using this in as an adjective, it will take, because adjectives are act like nouns.
Yes.
And qualify the nouns, and nouns take all the vibhakti forms. So
Yes.
whenever it is acting as an adjective, it will take all the vibhakti forms, as well as linga bheda bhavati, vachana bheda api bhavati, vibhakti bheda api bhavati. But when it is as a kriya padam, only linga bheda and vachana bheda, no vibhakti.
Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Bhagini, I have a question. I think I'm asking the redundant question, but just to clarify myself. Now, when you say make a note of like a self
Yes.
table for the two sections, Tingantam and Krudanta, and the Tingantam Pratyaya, if I think that is a lakara, like that 9
Yes,
lakara
correct.
for each
Correct.
situation.
Correct.
What is the Krudanta Pratyaya that I should list as?
So like I said earlier, the kridantas, there are so many kridantas, but you can make a list of only the ones that we commonly use, like kvanta, lyabanta, tumunnanta. These three are avyayams, means they don't change with anything. They always remain the same. These three always remain the same. Okay. And then the ones that change are ksa pratyaya, means patitaha, patita, patitam. Okay, that's the pratyaya of the pat dhatu.
I understood.
Then ksavatu, patitavan, patitavati, patitavat. Okay.
Okay.
These are the kridant and tavyat and aniyar. Have you already studied tavyat and aniyar? We did it in the Gita Pravesha book, right?
I know. But the Shanta, Labantam, and there is a Satrutam.
Shatru pratyaya. Shatru pratyaya also we did it in, I think, Gita Pravesha book 1.
Ambagini. No, but you said initially the 3 pratyaya for the Krudanta.
Kvanta, lyabanta, and tumunnanta. Those are those are avyayas. Okay, they don't change with anything. They remain the same. Okay. Whereas this ksa pratyaya changes, ksavatu changes, shatranta changes, tavyat, aniyar, all these change.
Okay.
And you can also make a note. Ksavatu is always in kartari only. The patitavan, patitavati, we use it in kartari, means it indicates the van, the patitavan indicates the karta. Okay. Whereas patitaha, patita, patitam, that ksa pratyaya normally indicates karma padam. Sometimes it indicates karta, that is in only certain cases, but predominantly it indicates karma, the ksa pratyaya. And then shatranta. Shatranta is more used as a adjective.
Parasmaipade. Parasmaipade, right?
No, Bhagini. About which are you asking Parasmaipadi Shatrantava? Shatranta or Shanajanta? When I say Shatranta, I normally include Shanajanta. Shatranta Parasmaipadi, Shana applies to Atmanepadi, but the concept of both is the same. They both are used in the sense of present continuous tense, and they act more like adjectives rather than as Kriyapadani.
Right, okay.
Mostly, predominantly as adjectives only. Okay. So they change with all the vibhaktis. They change with all the vibhaktis. And then we have tavyat and aniyar. Tavyat and aniyar can also be used as, like how the ksa pratyaya can be used as an adjective and as a kriyapadam. They also behave similarly. They can act as adjectives as well as kriyapadam.
Okay.
Okay, Satya Bhagini, you have a question?
Ma'am, I have a question, please.
Ah.
Ma'am, I want to ask whether the Tavyat Aniyar, I don't know whether the question is apt now, but is it used only in Karmani, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Satya Bhagini?
Yeah, Mr. Bhagini, I'm Satya Sai.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Mahoday.
on page 10,
Ah.
on page number 10,
Hmm.
second paragraph from the bottom, the last sentence, this reads, Atra ta pratyayardaha karma iti. If I understand correctly, the translation is, here, ta pratyaya indicates karma, right?
Correct.
So, if this is the case, always we'll have to look at the verb to find out what type of karma is indicated. So
Yes.
simply, no, my question is, simply, had he said that, look at the verb and try to, you can know whether it is karmani or kartari.
Yes,
So
that is.
in case of kartari, always the karma is in Ditya. In case of karmani, always it is in Prathama. Had he said that, would it have been sufficient, or are there any exceptions that they don't fit this rule? Because the whole thing, like I have seen some of the people teaching these days, that kartari is 1-to-1, karmani is 3-1-1. So even like this, some people are teaching. So which maybe we understand from English when we try to do, that's okay. In Telugu also we can do that. So from that we can always understand, that is for kartari and karmani, the vibhaktis are fixed. Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Prathama. So instead of saying that, and for anyway we'll have to identify based on the verb only, whether it is kartari or karmani. Even what he says is, look at the verb and identify.
Yes.
So he could have said directly, why didn't he? So is there any problem if he says that? That's are there any exceptions? That's what I'm
There
saying.
will be certain exceptions with the kha pratyaya. For kha pratyaya, sometimes it acts as kartari. So there the kriya padam, the kartrupadam will be in prathama vibhakti only. So that is the only exception. With the kha pratyayam, we have an exception where it is not always used in the karmani prayoga. Sometimes it is used in kartari also.
Okay,
There is again, we have a set of rules where the kha pratyaya will be used in kartari sense.
So then that exception applies to his rule also. Krut pratyayena karmanaha abhijñāte. So there also, based on the krut pratyaya alone, we cannot identify. Is it?
Yes. So here krit pratyayena karmanaha abhidhanetu dvitiya na bhavati. So yeah, if through the krit pratyaya, if the karma padam is abhihitam, then dvitiya is not needed. So by the application of the sentence, you will know whether the kriya padam is indicating the karta or the karma. So though it is a kta pratyayam, if it is indicating karta, then the karma padam in that sentence will be in dvitiya vibhakti only, though we have the kta pratyayam.
Then it becomes kartari simply.
Yes. And the kartrupadam will be in prathama vibhakti.
Prathama.
So we have to know in which sense the kta pratyaya is being used there. So based on that, we will understand that it is indicating the karta. So we will know that the karta will be in prathama and the karma padam should be in dvitiya. There are again a set of rules to indicate when a kta pratyayam can be used in kartari sense.
That's right. Thank you.
Those rules also. Otherwise, we will be thinking, how come kta is being used and the kartrupadam is in prathama vibhakti. So once we know the dhatu, that depends on the dhatus. Certain dhatus with the kta pratyaya can be used in kartari sense. So those set of rules we can again study when we are studying the pratyayas.
Hari Om Bhagini.
Thank you.
अहम् एकं विषयं स्मारयामि. गत्यर्थक बुद्ध्यर्थक धातोः विषये त प्रत्ययं कर्तरी अपि भवति कर्मणि अपि भवति इति
Correct.
मम चिन्तनम्.
Correct. Akarmaka also is there. For certain
आम्,
akarmaka
आम्.
also, the kha pratyaya be used in kartari sense.
धन्यवादः भगिनी.
Pushpa Bhagini?
Namaste Mahoday. In page number 11, again I want you to explain me this sentence. Ataha yena kenapi anuktaha chedeva kartavachaka tritiya bhavati karta uktaha ched tritiya na bhavati iti jneyam. Can you explain with examples, madam?
So ataha yena kenapi anuktaha chedeva kartravachakat tritiya bhavati means by whatever means. Yena kenapi means by whatever means. If the karta is anuktaha, means if the karta is not abhihitam, then tritiya bhavati, then it will get the tritiya vibhakti. Karta uktaha chet, if the karta is abhihitam by some means normally with the pratyayam, the kriya padasya pratyayam. If it is uktam chet, tritiya na bhavati. So if the kriya padam, the pratyayam of the kriya padam, whether it is a tinnanta or a kridanta, if it is indicating karta uktaha chet, tritiya na bhavati. Anuktaha chet, kartravachakat tritiya bhavati.
So example for the previous one, example for the second one.
The same example you can take. Sudaha tandulam pachati. Here the pachati, the ti of the pachati is indicating karta. So sudaha is the karta is being indicated by this ti pratyayam. So it will not get tritiya vibhakti, it will remain as sudaha. Whereas in sudena tandulaha pachyate, here the pachyate, the te is not indicating the karta, it is indicating karma. The karta here is not indicated by anything. So it will get the tritiya vibhakti. So sudena tandulaha pachyate.
Okay.
The same you can apply for the karma padam. If the pratyayam of the kriya padam is not indicating the karma padam, then it will get dvitiya vibhakti. If it is being indicated, like in the sudena tandulaha pachyate, here the pachyate, the te indicates karma. So tandulaha is not getting dvitiya vibhakti. Why? Because it is already being indicated by the kriya padam. We don't have to use two things to indicate the same thing.
So it will remain in the Prathama Vibhakti.
It will take Prathama Vibhakti. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So any other questions here so far? So Panini Maharshi, he explained all this concept with his Sutram Anabhihite. Okay. Anantaram. Eshaha Upasamharaha. So here again.
मिस हम कौन से पेज पे है?
11, page number 11.
पेज नंबर
Starting that new section, that R section. Eshaha Upasamharaha. Just a comprehensively, whatever we have covered is again listed here. So, anabhihitadhikara mulakaha eva prayogaha tridha. So, based on this anabhihitam, okay, what is abhihitam and what is anabhihitam? Based on this, prayogaha tridha. We can categorize the prayogas into three. Kartari prayoga, karmani prayoga, bhave prayogaha. Cha iti. Kartari prayogaha. Kartrarthe tinaha kritaha va prayogaha. So if the tinnantas or the kridantas are indicating the karta, that is called kartari prayoga. Karmani prayogaha. Karmarthe tinaha kritaha va prayogaha. If the tinnantas or the kridantas are indicating the karma, through them if the karma is abhihitam, then we call that karmani prayoga. Bhave prayogaha. Bhavarte tinaha kritaha va prayogaha. So through the tinnantas or the kridantas, if only the bhava means dhatvartaha. You take it as dhatvartaha, means only the dhatvartaha is being emphasized here through that tinnanta or the kridanta. The karta is not being indicated, karma is not being indicated. Okay, so then we call that as bhave prayoga, like balakena hasitam. Hasitam. When I say hasitam, is it indicating the karta? No. Hasitam means laughed or being laughed at, or not even being laughed at, laughed. Okay. Is the karma being indicated? No. So here the karta is not being indicated, karma is not being indicated. And so what is being emphasized on? Only that laughter, which means the dhatvartha is only being emphasized. Through this kriya padam, the karta is not being abhihitam, karma is also not being abhihitam. So we call that bhave. Okay, bhave prayoga. So since the karta is not being abhihitam, if the karta is abhihitam, it will take prathama vibhakti. If the karta is not abhihitam, it will take tritiya vibhakti. That is why we say balakena hasitam. Ramena, of course, Ramena dhavitam. Okay, so all those will come with the bhave prayoga. Okay, they are not karmani prayoga. Don't confuse it with karmani because the kartrupadam is in tritiya vibhakti. Kartrupadam is in tritiya vibhakti. Why? Because the kriya padam is not expressing the kartrupadam. Abhihitam nasti. Kartrupadam is not abhihitam. That is why it is taking tritiya vibhakti. But bhave prayoga, in bhave prayoga, the kriya padams usually are akarmaka kriya padams. Akarmaka kriya padam means every kriya padam, every dhatu has two aspects. One is the vyapara and the other one is the phalam. Right? So the vyapara ashrayaha karta bhavati. Phalashrayaha karma bhavati. Means where the vyapara is there, that is karta. So who is doing all this vyapara? Vyapara means the actual kriya, the patana kriya, the bhavana kriya, all those. The khadana kriya, where is it taking place? In the karta. Karta is the ashraya. Okay, that is so vyaparashrayaha karta. Phalashrayam karma. So where is the phalam happening? The result of the sudaha tandulam pachati. The pachana kriya is done by sudaha, but the phalitam is in the vodanam or the tandulam. That softening. Why are you cooking? What is the phalam that you are expecting out of cooking? The softening of the food, whether it is tandulam or odanam or vyanjanam or whatever you are cooking, the final result that you are expecting is the softening. Only then you will say that that padartha is cooked. So phalashrayah kutra asti? Tandule asti. So that will become the karma. So such kind of kriya padani where the vyaparashrayah is in a different object and phalashrayah is in a different object. They are two in two different objects. Then you call that sakarmaka kriyapadam. But for akarmaka kriyapadam, the phalashrayah and the vyaparashrayah both reside in the same thing, which is the karta. Then such kind of dhatus, such kind of kriyapadani are called akarmaka kriyapadam because they don't have a separate karma, in which you can see the phalashrayam. The phalashrayam is also seen in the karta only. Like balakaha dhavati. Dhavana kriya is happening in the karta. What is the result, the phalam of the dhavana kriya? From when you are running from one place to another place. So reaching that other place, that phalashraya is also there in the same person. So the dhavana kriya is said to be akarmaka kriya. Okay, so in bhave prayoga we use only akarmaka kriya. That is why there will not be any karma padam. Only the kartrupadam and the kriya padam. We don't have any karma padam because the kriya padams are akarmaka kriya padams. Only then you will call it bhave prayoga. If the kriya padam is sakarmaka, then you will have it in karmani prayoga. So that is the main difference between karmani prayoga and bhave prayoga. But both these will be there in kartari prayoga. The karmani prayoga, the sakarmaka kriya padani, akarmaka kriya padani, both will be used in kartari prayoga. Like balakaha hasati. Balakaha hasati. That is in Kartari Prayoga. Why? Because the ti is indicating the Karta. So we call it Kartari Prayoga. There also the Vyaparashrayaha and Phalashrayaha are both in Karta only. Okay, but the sentence, because of the pratyaya used with the dhatu, hasati, the ti is used with the has dhatu. So it is called Kartari Prayoga, and the Karta will take Prathama Vibhakti. Why? Because Karta is already abhihitam through the ti pratyaya. Whereas in Balakena Hasitam, there, here also it is Akarmaka only. But the Hasitam, the sa pratyayam that is used is indicating bhavam. Only the dhatvartha is being indicated, not the karma, not the karta. Karma out of question, because it is akarmaka, the karma does not exist. But it is not also indicating, it is also not indicating the karta. The pratyayam is not indicating the karta. So the karta is not abhihitam. Whenever karta is not abhihitam, kartrakaranayoho trutiya. As per that sutra, it will get trutiya vibhakti. So balakena hasitam. Okay, so that is how we need to understand this. And don't worry, it will be confusing initially, but and the only way we can overcome this confusion is abhyasam. So read it again and again and again, explain it to yourself. You say whatever we have discussed here in your own words, you try to say it. Abhyasam is the only way to overcome confusion. Okay. So now let us move on to this next section. Eshaha upasamharaha. So anabhihitadhikara mulakaha. So three prayogas are there. We studied that. Now kartari prayogaha. Yadi tin pratyayena krit pratyayena va karta abhihitaha bhavati tada kartrabhutat pratipadikat para kartrakarnayos tritiya. Iti sutrena tritiya vibhaktihi na pravartate. Tada kartari prayogasya sambhavaha. So either with the tin pratyayam or with the krit pratyayam, if karta is abhihitam, then the kartrabhutat pratipadikat para kartrakarnayoho tritiya iti sutrena tritiya vibhaktihi na pravartate. So kartrabhutat pratipadikat means, pratipadikam means nominal stem. Like how with the kriya padani, once we remove the pratyayam, whatever remains is the dhatu, right? So we take the dhatu and add the pratyayam, whether it is tin pratyayam or krit pratyayam. Upon adding pratyayam, it becomes a kriya padam. It becomes a kriya padam. Whether it is tinnanta or kridanta, it becomes a kriya padam. Only after adding the pratyayam. Until you add the pratyayam, it is called dhatu. In English, verbal root. Okay. Similarly, for the shabdas also, for the nouns also, there is a nominal stem. Okay, the shabda, mula shabda, to which we add the pratyayas. Vibhakti pratyayas, you can add. Only then it will become a noun, a complete padam. Okay, suptinantam padam we say, that is why. Why? Either by adding the sup pratyaya, which is a vibhakti pratyaya, or the tin pratyaya. Only after adding these two, a word is formed. If we do not add either of these pratyayas, it is not called a padam. It is, if it is indicating a noun, it is called pratipadikam, nominal stem. If we are talking about the verbs, dhatu we call. Okay, until the sup or the tin pratyayas are added, a word is not called a padam. A collection of this is not called a padam. It is either pratipadikam or dhatu. If it leads to kriya padam, it is called dhatu. If it leads to noun, it is called pratipadikam. Okay, so that is why kartrabhutat pratipadikat para means that word, that pratipadikam, which tends to become the karta, kartrakarnayoho trutiya iti sutrena trutiya vibhaktihi na pravartate. So as per this sutra, the pratipadikam, which is supposed to be the kartru, which is supposed to be the karta, that pratipadikam will not get tritiya vibhakti. Why? Because either with the tin pratyaya or the krit pratyaya, the karta is already abhihitam. So the pratipadikam of this karta, supposed the karta shabda, will not get the tritiya vibhakti. It will get prathama vibhakti. Tada kartari prayogasya sambhavaha. Okay. So sudaha tandulam pachati. The same thing which we have studied earlier. It is being explained using a different technical terminology. So the pratipadika will not get tritiya vibhakti because it is abhihitam. The karta is already abhihitam through the tinnanta or the kridanta. Then we call that kartari prayoga. Sudaha tandulam pachati. So here the ti of the pachati is indicating the karta sudaha. So sudaha is not getting tritiya vibhakti. Sudaha tandulam pakwan. This is a svavatu. Svavatu also indicates the karta only. The svavatu pratyayam also indicates karta. So that is why sudaha still not getting tritiya vibhakti. It is abhihitam. The karta is abhihitam through the svavatu pratyayam. So the kartripadam, the pratipadikam, suda will be the pratipadikam, will not get tritiya vibhakti. It is getting prathama vibhakti and hence it becomes sudaha. Okay. Atra prathama vakye ti pratyayena, dvitiya vakye ksavatu pratyayena cha karta abhihitaha. Okay. So the ti pratyaya of the tinnanta and the van of the ksavatu pratyaya are indicating the karta. Ataha kartribhutat sudat na tritiya. So the suda shabda, which is kartra, which is supposedly the karta, kartribhutat means it is the word that is going to get the karta sanya. Okay, kartribhutat sudat tritiya na bhavati. Kartuhu abhihitatve api sudarupa pratipadikaarthasya sadbhavat pratipadikaartha linga parimana vachana matre prathama iti sutrena prathama bhavati. So earlier we simply said it will not get tritiya vibhakti, it will get prathama vibhakti. So how is it getting prathama vibhakti? Why not some other vibhakti? Okay, tritiya will not happen because it is abhihitam. But why only prathama vibhakti? Why not some other vibhakti? That shanka also might be there in our minds, right? We know why tritiya vibhakti is not happening. But why some other vibhakti is not happening? Why only prathama is happening? That is explained through this sutra. Pratipadikartha linga parimana vachana matre prathama. Okay. As per this sutra, prathama vibhakti is given to the Suda Shabda. Okay. Now we'll come to this sutra in just a minute. So in Karmani Prayoga, yadi tin pratyayena krit pratyayena va karma abhihitam bhavati tarhi karma bhutat pratipadikat para dvitiya vibhaktihi na pravartate karmani dvitiya iti sutrena tada karmani prayogasya sambhavaha. So here what is he saying here in Karmani Prayoga? If the tin pratyaya or the krit pratyaya, through these pratyayas, if the karma is abhihitam, okay, karma abhihitam bhavati chet, karma bhutat pratipadikat para. So the pratipadikam, which is supposedly the karma padam of that vakyam, dvitiya vibhaktihi na pravartate. It will not get dvitiya vibhakti as per the sutra karmani dvitiya. Karmani dvitiya is again a Paniniya sutra which says a word which gets the karma sanya gets dvitiya vibhakti. But when anabhihite, only when it is anabhihitam, only when the karma padam is anabhihitam, only then it will get dvitiya vibhakti. If it is abhihitam, then it will not get dvitiya vibhakti. What will it get again? It will get prathama vibhakti eva. Okay, tada karmani prayogasya sambhavaha. That is how the karmani prayoga is defined. So the udaharana is sudena tandulaha pachyate. Here the pachyate, the te pratyayam is indicating the karma. So the tandula shabdat pratipadikat dvitiya vibhaktihi na bhavati. Because it is already abhihitam through the pachyate. This is Tinnanta. With Kridanta, Sudena Tandulaha Pakvaha. Okay, that is the Ktha Pratyayam. So here the Ktha Pratyayam is also indicating karma. So Tandula Shabda will not get Dvitiya Vibhakti because here the karma is Abhihitam. Only if it is Anabhihite, Karmani Dvitiya. Okay. See, if you notice the examples taken for the Kridantas, in the Kartari Prayoga, the example taken is Pakwan. The Kthavatu is taken. Because that indicates, that is, the Kthavatu Pratyaya indicates Karta only. Whereas here the Ktha Pratyayam is taken. Why? Because Ktha Pratyayam is predominantly used to indicate the karma. So the Pratyayas themselves indicate certain, either the karma or the Karta in that way. Okay. Of course, there will be exceptions. That always you have to keep in mind. Always you have to keep in mind. There will always, at any point of time, you can come across an exception. Atra prathama vakye te iti pratyayena dvitiya vakye ktha pratyayena cha karma abhihitam ataha karma bhutat tandulat na dvitiya karmanaha abhihitatve api tandularupa pratipadikaarthasya sadbhavat प्रातिपदिकार्थलिंग परिमाण वचन मात्रे प्रथमा इति सूत्रेण प्रथमा भवति. So because through the Tinnanta Pachyate and the Kridanta Pakvaha, the Ktha Pratyayam Pakvaha, since the karma is Abhihitam, the karma padam will not take Dvitiya Vibhakti as per the sutra Karmani Dvitiya. Why? Because the Karmani Dvitiya applies only when the karma padam is Anabhihitam. It will get Prathama Vibhakti as per the sutra Pratipadhikartha Linga Parimana Vachanamatre Prathama. The same sutra which through which the Kartripadam also got Prathama Vibhakti in the Kartari Prayoga. With the same sutra, here the Karma Padam will get Prathama Vibhakti in the Karmani Prayoga. Okay. In the Bhave Prayoga, Yadi Tin Pratyayena Krit Pratyayena va Bhavaha means Dhatvartaha means Vyaparaha Abhihitaha Bhavati Natu Karta Tada Kartrubhutat Pratipadikat Kartrakaranayo Tritiya Iti Sutrena Vihita Tritiya Pravartate Eva Yataha Hi Karta Anabhihitaha Atra. So with the Tin Pratyaya or the Krit Pratyaya, okay, Bhavaha Abhihitaha Bhavati. Only the Bhavaha is becoming Abhihitaha, not the Karta. And there is no Karma Padam will never be Abhihitam here because here the Kriya Padams always are Akarmaka. So, as per the Sutra, Kartrakaranayo Tritiya, the Kartripadam will definitely get Tritiya Vibhakti only. Why? Because Karta is Anabhihitam. Okay. Usually with the Bhave, the Kriya Padam of the Bhave Prayoga will the Kartripadam will not indicate, sorry, the Kriya Padam will not indicate the Kartripadam. Okay. Here in this Bhave Prayoga. If the Karta is not Abhihitam, then because it is not Abhihitam, as per the Sutra Kartrakaranayoho Tritiya, it will get Tritiya Vibhakti. In Bhave Prayoga. In Kartari Prayoga, in the Tinnanta, even if it is a Karmaka Kriyapadam, Karta is Abhihitam, like Ramaha Hasati. Okay, don't get confused between Bhave Prayoga and Kartari Prayoga of the Akarmaka Kriyapadani. Here, when we say Bhave Prayoga, the Kriyapadam will not indicate the Karta. It will not indicate. It will indicate only Dhatvarta. Why? Because it is Bhave Prayoga. It is not Kartari Prayoga. It is Bhave Prayoga. So the Kriya Padam will only focus on the Bhava, means Dhatvartha. So it is not indicating Karta. So the Kartrapadam will get only Tritiya Vibhakti. Because it is not Abhihitam. The Karta is not Abhihitam. Okay? In Bhave Prayoga, the Kriya Padam will only focus on the Dhatvartha, Bhave. The same Akarmaka Kriya Padam in Kartari Prayoga, it will indicate the Kartripadam. Then the Karta there will get Prathama Vibhakti. Evancha bhave prayogasya sambhavaha. Balena hasyate. Balena hasitam. Here also Tinnanta and Kridantas will be there. Hasyate is Tinnanta and hasitam is Kridanta. But both are expressing only bhava. They are not expressing either karta or karma. Astu Mahodaya.
I got what you said, but I'm not getting completely. So balena hasyate, right? Here you're saying that hasyate not indicating the kartrupada, right?
Yes.
Who is laughing then? Bala is laughing, right? It's not indicating that Bala is laughing.
Bala is laughing. See, the same thing you can say as Balaha hasati. So same as Sudaha pachati, Sudena pachyate. Okay.
Okay.
Both cases, Suda only is doing the action. But Sudaha pachati, there the pachati, that particular T suffix is emphasizing more on the karta. Through that pratyayam, the karta is being abhihitam. Whereas pachyate, when I say pachyate, there that te pratyayam is making the karma abhihitam, not the karta. That is what I'm saying. We need to study the pratyayams more and more to be able to visualize that easily.
Okay.
Okay. Here the Parasmaipadi and Atmanepadi dhatus come into picture. Normally the Atmanepadi, the Parasmaipadi dhatus also become Atmanepadi in the Karmani Prayoga. That is why Pachati becomes Pachyate, Pathati Pathyate. So the reason why they are becoming Atmanepadi is, there is a reason. There are some sutras supporting that. So whenever they take the te suffix, they are karma eva abhihitam bhavati. So that is why the Pathati, when it becomes Pathyate, it is only the karma is becoming abhihitam. As Pathati, the karta is abhihitam, but Pathyate, karma padam is abhihitam. So there are some supporting sutras around that. But what we have to understand is Sudaha pachati, Sudena pachyate. In both these sentences, Suda only is cooking. But because of the pratyayams, in one pratyaya, the karta is abhihitam. In the other pratyaya, the karma is abhihitam prominently, dominantly. So here also the hasitam action is being done by Bala only. But when I say hasitam, it is focusing more on the action rather than telling the karta or the karma. Of course, karma will not come here, but more than the karta. Pushpam vikasati, pushpena vikasyate. So vikasati, when I say vikasati, kim vikasati? Vikasyate. So vikasyate, that action, it is the emphasis is being more on the action rather than what is being bloomed, what is blooming. So here, of course, Bala only, the karta is there, but the way the pratyayam is used, it is the meaning of the dhatu is being more emphasized on. So that is how we have to take this abhihita. Like I always say, when we say pathati, kaha pathati is the first akanksha that we get. But of course, there is akanksha for kim pathati, putra pathati, kena pathati. All these akanshas are also there. But the primarily it is what is being abhihitam is the karta through the ti. That ti pratyaya has a significance. It will indicate the karta. It is not indicating the adhikaranam. When I say pathati, where is not being indicated by pathati? What is being indicated more? The karta. So the others, that is why the other karakas will get particular vibhakti. A particular vibhakti is being assigned to each of the other karakas. Whereas when it is abhihitam through the kriyapadam, it is not given any vibhakti in particular. And that which is not given any vibhakti in particular is given prathama vibhakti through this sutra. Pratipadikārtha linga parimāna vachana matre prathama. So that also we'll discuss. That sutram also we'll discuss. Why that sutram is being assigned when no other vibhakti is assigned, we'll soon discuss. But like I said, it will take a while for you to digest or this concept to sink. It will take a little bit of time. We will be discussing this again and again until you all reach that comfort level. Okay. So here, atra prathama vakye te iti pratyayena, dvitiya vakye ksa pratyayena cha bhavaha abhihitaha. Karta tu kenapi na abhihitaha. So karta is not abhihitam through the te or the tam. So kartrakaranayoho trutiya. When it is not anabhihite, that sutra we have to remember of the Paninis. So whenever it is not abhihitam, it will take trutiya. Karta will take trutiya vibhakti. Karma will take dvitiya vibhakti. So here bala is a kartrapadam. So it will take trutiya vibhakti and we get balena hasyate or balena hasitam. So anabhihite kartari karane cha trutiya syat iti sutrarthaha. Iti sutrena kartrabhutat balat tritiya bhavati. Okay. So that is with bhave prayoga. So in the pravesha course itself, you have studied kartari prayoga, karmani prayoga, bhave prayoga. And kartari in detail you studied in pravesha. Karmani prayoga in detail you studied in parichaya. Bhave also, I think in parichaya only you studied, right? So now this is the concept behind these. There we studied just briefly, only the overall. Now the reason behind it, and we still need to study. Still there is more to know. How the pratyayas are connected to these, to make the karta abhihitam and to make the karma abhihitam. There are more sutras related to that. That we'll study when we get there. Okay. So for now, you simply understand that the ti will indicate the karta. So, karta abhihitam bhavati, and whenever karta is abhihitam, the sutra kartrakaranayoho trutiya, that will not apply, because that applies only when anabhihite. Here abhihitam bhavati, karta abhihitam bhavati. Ataha that sutram will not apply. So it will not get trutiya vibhakti. So when it is not getting trutiya vibhakti, what vibhakti should we apply? As per this sutra, pratipadika linga parimana vachana matre prathama. As per this sutra, the prathama vibhakti applies. Similarly for the karmani also. The karma padam abhihitam chet, dvitiya, karmani dvitiya sutra will not apply. So it will not get dvitiya vibhakti. It will get prathama vibhakti again as per this sutra. In bhave prayoga, there is no question of abhihitam. The kriyapadam will never indicate the karta. It is always anabhihite. That is why the kartripadam will always get trutiya vibhakti in bhave prayoga. Okay. Now here the vibhaktayaha. So here this table shows the pratyayas, the vibhakti pratyayas. In prathama vibhakti ekavachana su. In prathama vibhakti dvivachana au. So su, au, jas, out, shas. Most of you must have studied, come across this table and must have studied. So these are the vibhakti pratyayas that get attached to the pratipadika to get prathama vibhakti or whatever vibhakti. Okay. So this is this is in brief whatever we have studied about what is abhihitam, what is anabhihitam, when the karta is abhihitam, what happens, when the karma padam is abhihitam, what happens, when they are anabhihita, which vibhaktis come. That we have studied so far. Now let us look at this sutra. Pratipadika linga parimana vachana matre prathama. So this is a very interesting sutra. So basically what this sutra says is, first we have to understand that this is a dvandva samasa. Okay. Dvandva samasa means every word has equal importance. And whenever a dvandva samasa word has a word at the end, which is not part of the dvandva samasa, it has to be applied to every word in the dvandva samasa. So here pratipadika linga parimana vachana. We have 4 words which are making this dvandva samasa. Dvandva samasa means Rama Lakshmanau. Sita, Rama, Lakshmanaha. Okay, so compound word. Samasa means compound word. Some of you are still in the Shiksha level. That is why I am briefly explaining about Dvandva Samasa. So samasa means compound word. Means two or more words can be joined to form a new meaning. Okay, they will form a completely new meaning. So here, there are so many kinds of samasas, out of which Dvandva Samasa is one kind. Here, why the word Dvandva is used is all the words of that samasa have equal importance. Okay, so in other samasas like Rama, Layaha, this Alayaha is what we are indicating more. Means we are talking about a temple. Whose temple? Rama's temple. That comes as a secondary thing. But primarily when I say Ramalayaha, Sharanalayaha, Devalayaha, Alayaha, a place. That is what we are trying to convey. What kind of place is indicated by the previous word? If I say Ramalayaha, okay, Rama's temple. Sharanalayaha, okay, it is a shelter for some people who don't have any home. Vidyalayaha, okay, a place where education is taught. So like this, the Purva Padam will acts more like an adjective, like it is explaining more about what kind of a place it is. Okay, but primarily it is a place. So that is not a Dvandva Samasa because the importance is in the second word. More importance is given to the second word compared to the first word. First word is also important, but between the two, the second word is more important. That is what is contributing to the meaning of the word. But here in Dvandva Samasa, both words or two or more words can be there. So as many words as they are there, all words carry equal importance. So when I say Rama Lakshmana, Rama and Lakshmana both have equal importance. Rama Lakshmana Sitaha. So all three have equal importance in that word. Okay. So similarly here also, Pratipadhikartha Linga Parimana Vachana. That is the Dvandva. And Matre. That Matra Shabda is added at the end of this Dvandva Samasa word. And whenever such a word is added, what it means is, whenever a Dvandva Samasa has a word at the end, it has to be applied to every word of the Dvandva. Means Pratipadhikartha Matre, Linga Matre, Parimana Matre, Vachana Matre, like that we have to apply. Now let us see. Pratipadhikartha Matre means Matre, Matrame. In Telugu, like Matrame. I don't know in other languages if the Matra Shabda is used in the same sense. Means only. Okay, it is more like only. Okay, so Pratipadhikartha Matre means when a word has only the Pratipadhikartha. No, other segments are not important here, are not of priority here. So Pratipadhikartha Matre means when a Shabda is exhibiting only the Pratipadhikartha, nothing else matters, then it will get Prathama Vibhakti. Okay, so when I say Bala, what comes to your mind when I say Bala? A boy. Means that Shabdas, whatever that Shabdas meaning, that is the what do you say? Shakyartha, Vachyartha. So whatever the word is indicating, that Artha only is there, right? When I say Bala, Bala means a small boy. Only that is being indicated. That is called Pratipadhikartha. It is not indicating anything else. It is only the focus. When I say Bala, what comes to your mind? That Vachyartha means that original meaning of that word only comes to your mind. Then it is called Pratipadhikartha. Means that Shabda is exhibiting only the Vachyartha, only the meaning of that Shabda. Nothing else is being indicated. Then for such a Shabda, Prathama Vibhakti will be given. Okay, because it is not exhibiting anything else. That is Pratipadhikartha Matre. What is a Pratipadhika? What exactly is a Pratipadhika? Arthavat Dhatuhu Apratyayaha Pratipadikam. This is another Paniniya Sutra. So what is Pratipadikam? How to identify a Pratipadikam? Is Arthavat. means it should have some meaning. Okay, not just a collection of some aksharas. You cannot call it as a pratipadikam. It has to have some meaning. Like when I say bala, something comes to your mind, a small boy. Pushpa, some flower. So there should be some meaning. Okay, not just a random combination of letters. Ardhavat, dhatuhu, sorry, adhatuhu. That which is not a dhatu. Dhatu means verbal stem. Right? It is the base of a kriya padam. It should not be a dhatu. Okay, it should have the meaning. It should not be a dhatu. Apratyayaha. It should also not be a pratyaya. Just a pratyaya, like thavatu. If I say thavatu, it is not a pratipadikam. Why? Because it is a pratyaya. So it should not be a pratyaya. It should not be a dhatu, and it should have some meaning. Then that kind of shabda is called pratipadika. Okay, so that is how pratipadikam is defined. So such pratipadikam which exhibits only its meaning will get prathama vibhakti. Okay, so that is with the pratipadika artha. Now linga artha, linga matre. Here in this dvandva samasa we have pratipadika artha, linga, parimana, vachana matre, right? So pratipadika artha matre, now you understood. So if a shabda has only, it is exhibiting only the pratipadika artha, nothing else, then you call that, then that shabda will get prathama vibhakti. So by pratipadika artha, again, how do you say? It has to exhibit the jati or the vyakti. Sometimes it can also indicate the linga, the sankhya, or the karakam also. All these also act. The pratipadika can include all these or need not include all these. Okay. So when I say jati, jati means when I say balakaha, manushya jati comes into your mind. Right? When I say simhaha, jantu jati comes to your mind. When I say simhaha, manushya jati doesn't come to your mind. You doesn't visualize that simhaha as belonging to a manushya jati or a vriksha jati or some other jati. Only that jantu jati only comes to your mind. So it is exhibiting the quality of a jati and vyakti. So when I say Rama, it is indicating the Manushya Jati as well as this particular person Rama. In Manushya, there are so many people. Ravana, of course, Ravana is a Rakshasa, but Shiva or Krishna or anybody, Sita, all these are Manushya Jati only. But when I say Rama, Manushya Jati also comes to your mind. Vyakti means that particular Vyakti of a Jati. Jati will include a bigger picture. When a Vyakti is a particular piece. So when I say Rama, okay, Manushya Jati, but Vyakti is also exhibited here. So the Pratipadika can include all these. Okay, or just one also. When I say Manushyaha, it indicates only Jati. It does not indicate Vyakti, right? The Manushya, it only indicates the Jati. Like that, it can indicate a Pratipadika can indicate only Jati, or including the Jati, it can also include, indicate the Vyakti, and sometimes it includes the Linga also. Like when I say Vrikshaha, we know that it is Pumlinga. So the Linga is also being expressed here. Okay, and Sankhya also. So Vrikshaha, there the Sankhya is also being in the Pratipadika itself. Okay, not in the Pratipadika actually. Some Pratipadikas indicate the Linga also. Some are like always used in Bahuvachana only. Some are used only in Ekavachana, like that. There are some words like, say, for example, what is that word for bhAratIya? It has a Pumlinga Bahuvachana Rupam, but it is actually indicates bhAratIya. I forget that word now. So there are dhara, actually, dharaha. Dharaha. Right, Padma Bhagini? Is that what you said?
It's not dhara, it is dharaha.
Dhara.
Dhara mani.
Dharaha. Nitya Bahuvachanam.
So that actually indicates, what does it indicate? A Strilinga Ekavachana. bharya, but it is used in bahuvachana. So like that, some words always have predefined linga. It doesn't matter in what sense you are using them actually, but they have a predefined linga attached to them. So there the pratipadika itself includes that linga and the vachana. It indicates the linga and the vachana, like vimshatihi. Vimshatihi is a strilinga shabda, but it can be used to indicate some, like 20 men. There we use it, but the shabda itself has the strilinga attached to it. So there we can say the pratipadika itself has a linga. Similarly, the pratipadika itself can have a vachana attached to it, to the pratipadika itself. Okay, so the pratipadika can indicate only the jati. It indicates the jati and vyakti. It can indicate the jati, vyakti and the linga. It can indicate jati, vyakti, linga and sankhya. Okay, like that, the pratipadika can include anything. Okay, but when a word is exhibiting only the pratipadika, then it will get prathama vibhakti. So pratipadikarte, pratipadika matre. So the next one is linga matre. So when we say linga matre, this is a little tricky to understand. So we have to still understand, try and understand. So when I say Ramaha, it indicates Pumlinga. When I say Sita, it indicates a Strilinga. Here the linga of these shabdas are fixed. There is no change. Okay. So whenever I say Rama, even if I say the Pratipadika, the Pumlinga comes to your mind. When I say Sita, automatically Strilinga comes to your mind. When I say Mitra, Mitram Shabda, Napumsakalinga comes to your mind. So Niyata Linga we say here. Means the lingas are already fixed. There is no change in the lingas. And then there are some words where they don't have any linga, like some avyayas. They don't have any linga, though they appear to have, like uchchaihi. It appears like a pumlinga shabda, but it is actually not pumlinga. It is alinga shabda, means it does not have any linga. Okay, so such words are there. So there are words which have a specific linga attached to them, and then we have certain words for which there is no linga attached. And then we have some words which can take all the three lingas depending on how they are used, like uttama. Uttamaha, uttama, uttamam. Okay, Krishnaha, in the sense of dark. Krishnaha, Krishna, Krishnam. Okay, so like this, certain words, the linga will change. They are called aniyata linga. Means the linga is not fixed, but they take different lingas depending on how they are being used. So when I say uttama, immediately the emphasis will be on the linga. Apart from the pratipadika, putting that aside, another primary thing that comes to our mind is which linga? There is no linga attached to it. So the linga changes as per how it is used. So there, linga matre means when a particular linga is not attached to it, then, but the linga is of significance. It can change the linga depending on how it is used. Prathama vibhakti is assigned to it when it is used as a standalone word. Of course, when it is used in a particular context, it will take that particular vibhakti. But otherwise, if a pratipadika is a aniyata linga shabda, then also it will take prathama vibhakti by default, unless it is assigned with other rules. Based on other rules, it can be assigned other vibhaktis, but otherwise by default it will be given prathama vibhakti. Okay. So that is linga matre. Parimana matre. The other one is parimana matre. So in the parimana matre, parimanam means measurement. There are some words which are used in the sense of measurement, like dronaha vrihihi, drono vrihihi, dronaha vrihihi. Dronaha is also indicates a bucket, right? It also indicates a measurement, dronaha. And vrihihi is grains of rice. So drono vrihihi. When I say drono vrihihi, what it is indicating is a bucket of rice. A bucket of rice grains. So here the drona is taken in the parimana sense, parimana matre. We have to look at drona shabda in the parimana context. If you look at it as something else, as just a word without the parimanam in your mind, then it will only become a visheshana to the vrihi shabda, say for example. But if you look at that drona shabda as a measurement, then what is happening? There is much more sense to this phrase. Drono vrihihi means a bucket of rice grains. So here there is a heap of rice from which you are separating a bucket of rice grains. So here the drona shabda, more than as simply a word, it has significance on the measurement, how it is being used as a measurement. In such case, when a word has the significance of parimana, when it is being used to measure something, then also it will get prathama vibhakti. Okay. So here, some technical terminology will be used. When parimanam means you are measuring it. Okay, that measurement is important here. So that can be given only when you look at that word in that sense, parimana matre. And that is the pratipadika of that word should be taken in that sense here, in the parimana sense, not as just an object. Normally, drona means bucket, means an object. If you only look at it, that pratipadika, then the significance of that being used as an instrument of measurement is lost. You are looking at it only as an object. Okay. Only when you look at the significance of its parimana, that tool, you can use it as a tool of measurement. If you use it, if you look at it in that sense, then the significance of that word is exhibited. In that sense also, prathama vibhakti is assigned. When a word is used, when it has that quality of parimana being used to be able to measure, and if that is being significantly used, then also that word gets prathama vibhakti. And then
Kshamatam Bhagini, can you just give me the page number? I was so busy writing the notes, I missed the page number.
Okay, this particular sutra is not described in detail in this book. I'm just
okay. So I was writing notes was correct. Okay, thank you. I was just busy writing down the notes, and now I'm looking for the page. Thank you.
So that is how the parimana matre is applied. Okay, so when a word is predominantly used for its quality of being used as a measurement, then also it will get prathama vibhakti. And then vachana matre. Here in vachana matre also, like a linga matre, one second. So similarly, like how we addressed the linga matre, vachana matre also, when a word is being, or the significance is more on the counting rather than anything else. Like say for example, ekaha balakaha. Okay, here ekaha is not counting. More than counting, it is one boy, right? So, but when the same eka word has more of the counting, it is more used in the sense of counting. So here in the vachana matre, then the prathama vibhakti is used. One second, wait. So it is indicating. So when we say eka, say for example, when we say eka, so we are focusing more on the ekatvam, that oneness of that, whatever we are representing through that number. So then, only then the Prathama Vibhakti will be assigned. Okay, because it is already indicating a vachana, the eka or dve or no, not the numbers. Sorry, here we are not talking about numbers. We are talking about the vachana, eka vachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana. Okay, so there also when the vachana is being focused on, then the Prathama Vibhakti is used. So say for example, we have two boys, balakau. So there the Prathama Vibhakti pratyayam is only used on the balaka shabda to indicate the vachana. To indicate the dvivachana of the balaka shabda, Prathama Vibhakti only is used by default. So that is why whenever a words are used standalone, when they are used in a certain sentence in a certain context, the names of the boys are Rama and Lakshmana. Balakayoho Nama Rama Lakshmana. There it is used in Shashti Vibhakti. So in a particular context, a particular Vibhakti will be applied to those Shabdas. But otherwise, as a standalone, why Prathama Vibhakti is used as a default is for that reason. You cannot simply say Balaka, right? We don't use only the Pratipadika. We attach the Prathama Vibhakti when we are using the words as a standalone words also. If you want to say some word, just one word, you simply won't say the Pratipadika and stop. You use the Vibhakti, which is the Prathama Vibhakti. Whether you are using it to express the Pratipadika, whether you are pronouncing the word to express the linga or the vachana or the parimana. So in whatever capacity you are using that word, when you are using it as a standalone, the Prathama Vibhakti is used, especially in these contexts. So only if the Pratipadika you want to mean, like Balaka, Rama, all these are Pratipadika matrame. So we use Prathama Vibhakti. Drona, in the sense of parimana. When you are using certain words in the sense of parimana, then also Prathama Vibhakti should be given. Vachana. So here like Lakshmana or Balakau. So here you are using that and you are trying to indicate that they are two boys. So here the significance is being given on the number of boys that they are there on the vachana. So here also Prathama Vibhakti only. We are not using any other Vibhakti or we are not using only the Pratipadika. The Prathama Vibhakti in particular is assigned in such cases. So that is the meaning of this sutra. Pratipadikārtha linga parimana vachana matre prathama. So when a word is being used only in these senses, the Prathama Vibhakti is assigned to them. And then of course in Sambodhanecha, another the sutra follows Sambodhanecha. So even when Sambodhana, when a word is used in Sambodhana, then also Prathama Vibhakti is assigned to that word. But that Prathama Vibhakti is a little different from the regular Prathama Vibhakti. The Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti is a little different from the regular Prathama Vibhakti. Okay. So any questions?
Madam, you say matre means it is for the measurement or something, madam?
So matre, the matre in the sutra, the Pratipadikārtha linga parimana vachana matre, that matre is more like only. When a shabda is used only in the Pratipadikārtha, then it will get Prathama Vibhakti. When a shabda is used only in the linga matra, in the sense of linga, means that word's linga is
Means eva.
only.
Only. Okay.
That sense only. When a word used in that sense only. The means not in that sense only, but that part, that linga part takes priority there. Like uttama, for example, uttama. So when I say so that is an adjective, and it can take all the three lingas that comes to our mind, right? Immediately. Whereas
Yes,
if I say Rama, only the Pumlinga Shabda is there for Rama.
yes.
But there the Pratipadika will take priority. When I say Rama, immediately that Rama and he is a Vyakti, he belongs to Manushya Jati, all that comes to your mind. Of course, there also Linga is there, but Linga is not the only priority there. So in such a sense, so whenever a word is uttered, when the Pratipadika sense is exhibited predominantly, Prathama Vibhakti. When the Linga sense is predominant, then also Prathama Vibhakti. And when Linga, don't get confused, like every word has a Linga, or some words do not have Linga, that is a different case. But here, by Linga Matre means when a word can take any of the three, Aniyata Linga. So this applies to the words which are Aniyata Linga, means their linga is not fixed. Those words can take any linga. So mostly they are adjectives. Such words are nothing but adjectives. Only they take any lingas, depending on the noun that they qualify. All other words have either niyata linga or a linga, means they don't have any linga. Though they appear like a pumlinga or a strilinga shabda or a napumsaka linga shabda, they don't have any linga.
Kshamyatam Bhagini, Samayaha Bhagini.
Samayaha. So we shall stop here. If any of you have any questions, we can again continue in the next class. Simply, just try to go over whatever we have covered. And if you have any questions, we'll discuss again in the next class and continue. Okay?
Hari Om Mahodaya. Hari Om.
Yes, Bhagini.
Please explain in Telugu oral class last very shortly, briefly explain in Telugu.
So what I will do is, I was thinking about this earlier also. So what I will do is, I will try to briefly explain whatever we have covered so far in Telugu, make a recording and share.
Okay.
I think that will be easy.
Okay. Every topic very shortly, very briefly explain.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Dhanyavadaha Bhagini. Shanti
Dhanyavadaha.
Mantram.
Dhanyavad, ma'am.
Shanti Mantram.
Bhagini, your recording will also continue to explain in Sanskrit and English also, right?
Yes. That will be a separate.
Okay, because I thought it's just going to be now in Kannada, then I'm lost.
No. Not
Thank
Kannada.
you.
Yeah, I'll be explaining only.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavadaha Bhagini. Sarvebhyah dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवाद भगिनी सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः
सर्वेभ्यः शुभरात्रि
नमो नमः
Dhanyavad.
भगिनी शुभरात्रि
Dhanyavad, Bhagini.
Bhagini, मम एकः संशयः अस्ति भगिनि.